Glad to have you with us from Austin, Texas, DKR Texas Memorial Stadium. This is the type of early season game you look forward to, an opportunity to make a statement in a top 10 showdown. It's the Oregon Ducks and the Texas Longhorns. Along with David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis. Let's go down to our sideline reporter, Holly Rowe.
The Texas Longhorns enter this season with a ton of optimism. Coming off a 10-win year last year in a season where their young quarterback, Arch Manning, took significant steps ahead. They are so excited to see if they can improve and get back to the college football playoff this season. The offensive line grew from last year. More experience for this great young quarterback. We'll see if Arch Manning can take another step this season. Back to you.
Holly, thank you. Can't wait to see how this one unfolds. And the Longhorns kickoff unit is ready, and so is this home crowd. They've been waiting on the season, and here we go. Here he comes from midway in the end zone. Knocked down right at the 25, and I guess he breaks even, bringing it out of the end zone. This is what we expected. This crowd ready to make its presence known. The give from the gun. They didn't get a push at all on that one. It'll be no gain on the play.
I love when defensive backs come up and they are physical and they stick their face in the fan and they aren't scared. Talk to the defensive coordinator. Coming into this game, he knew his DBs had to tackle well. They had to get these running backs on the ground. Great start on this first drive.
Didn't get much done on that first play of the drive. It's 2nd and 11. Moore makes the catch. It's Bear turning it on. Able to work it to the 39-yard line, and that'll be a first down.
Nice job there. Good timing between the QB and the wide receiver executing that out route.
From the 39-yard line, it's 1st and 10. Caught behind the line. It's Stewart. He makes the stop almost as soon as he catches it, and they're short of the first down. Here's why this one's so much fun, guys. Early in the season, sort of a proving ground type of game for a couple of squads that believe they can win it all.
And we've heard so much in this offseason, right, about both of these teams and top 10 teams preseason. Now you get a chance to prove it. Like, now you get a chance to see who are the dudes on the squad. These are always fun early in the season, Jesse.
Yeah, it's going to be fun to find out what these teams are about because we've seen both teams beat up on weaker competition. We know they're both very talented, but let's see good against good and find out what they are.
And that run really didn't go anywhere. And a lot of times we don't focus on it enough, but how important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
You can barely hear yourself thinking here as they're trying to get this defense off to a good start. Moore trying to get everyone on the same page. And the 3rd down pass incomplete after a good deflection by the defense.
Just got to wonder, too, guys, if the crowd didn't impact the
Oh, the fake, the up man looking for room. They make the stop, and not before. He gets enough to convert on 4th down, and rolling the dice pays off.
I love it. How about the onions of the coach? First drive, coming out, set the tone. They get stopped on 3rd down. Now you bring on the punt unit. No. I was ready. I had a fake, pulled the trigger, and got it.
And the Ducks look to keep this drive humming. Using his legs, it's Davison. Maybe a crease. Crosses the 35, out of bounds there. Nice pickup on the play, spotted at the 32.
And, man, you don't have to be a great play caller to give that guy the football, right? Like, feature him. The offense goes through him. You've got to love this running back. And he just finds a way to make those chunk plays like he just did, setting the tone. And, Palmer, sometimes the defense, they need to see you for a second so they realize how fast, how powerful, how good you are.
Yeah, and the defense said all the right things leading up to this game. We're focused on stopping the run. We want to be the more physical team. We're going to make them one-dimensional. Well, you just got to run down your throat early. Everybody has a plan until they get punched in the face. So for this defense now it's time to show up. You got to bow up now and start doing something about it.
Off the RPO, complete. Could not make his way to the corner.
In defense, you have to have great eyes. You have to have good vision on the quarterback to be able to see it. You can tell he's throwing the football right now. Watch the defense react, come up, get the wide receiver on the ground. He goes nowhere.
He stopped short of the sticks. They're still in field goal range if they choose to kick it here.
And this offense, I don't think this is going to be a surprise. I think the offense is going to stay on the field. You've already seen it once on this drive, and they've already been successful. You know how hard it is to defend when there's an extra down, and they do it over and over again? So I think this offense will continue to stay aggressive like they were in the last fourth down.
They want to make sure they get this 4th and 3 play right, so they'll take a moment and think it over with a timeout. After using an early one, 2 left for them to spend. They converted 4th down earlier on this drive, and now they'll try it again. More to throw for it on 4th down. Makes a grab past the marker. He's brought down, but not before he picks up the 1st down and a gutsy call to keep this drive alive.
Well, it's a heck with being conservative, right? I mean, that essentially would have just been a chip shot field goal with where they were on that 4th down. But they decided to go for it, throw it. They're looking for 6. They're going for a touchdown. They are being aggressive.
Throwing more. Going for it all. And it's incomplete as he tried to thread that needle to the back corner of the end zone.
Man, how loud is it in this building? This is crazy. These fans are going absolutely nuts. And I used to love when the fans got involved, and I'm on defense because it messes with the snap count, it messes with the communication, and it can really rattle an offense.
Here comes 2nd down, and this crowd is turning it up a notch. Keeping it on the ground inside. It's Davison. He's dragged down at the 12 as they try to cash in on this red zone opportunity. This is certainly one way to play great defense. Just play keep away with your offense. This drive will not end. 3rd down coming. Moore from the gun on 3rd down. And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
Yeah, and I'll give him toughness points. He stood in there, stared down the barrel, got whacked, but I won't give him smarts points because he threw into double coverage. You got to make a better decision than that. So try not to get walloped, and definitely don't throw up into double coverage.
Staying in that aggressive mindset on 4th down, they'll try to convert for the 3rd time. 4th down, Moore. Lets it go to the end zone. It's incomplete. A 4th down stop and the turnover on downs.
And listen, I have no problem being aggressive on 4th down, but the consequences of that, now you got to have your defense go bail you out. So you started the game trying to be aggressive. Well, defense, you got to get my back now.
They've got the big fellas out there, a 3 tight end look on 1st and 10. The transfer has it his first carry. There's a crease.
Coaches always harp about staying ahead of the chains, and when you can run with that type of efficiency on first down, man, you are doing just that.
He'll run it again. They went right back to him, and this time the defense was all over him. Nothing to show for that run.
Man, not much wiggle room for the ball carrier there.
I'm not really sure what they can do to try to create some space.
I know. Block better. How about the offensive lineman push some guy backwards and make some holes?
Gonna take a shot. Oh, it's picked off. A rare mistake from this guy. He's knocked down, but what a play to come up with the interception.
Not the start this kid was looking for. Very first pass of the day gets picked off. This is a defense that's got a lot of ball hawks on the back end, and he's got to be real careful with his eyes, not telegraph throws like he did right there. He's going to have to settle in.
Using the quick game. On the move at the 30. They just gashed the defense on that one, and they've got it down to the 23.
I'll tell you, this guy has to get touches early in games. They're doing a good job of that right now. He's so dangerous once he has the ball in his hands. And I think if you're on offense, you move him around, and you find more creative ways to get him involved.
Out of the gun, the inside give. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
You know, the runner just has to have a little bit more patience. Bounce that thing outside a little too early, and as a result, lost yards.
It's been a defensive battle through the first period, and the stats tell that tale. Had a chance to talk it over during the break, and they'll start with second down. Dante Moore, a safe call on the wide receiver screen. They make the stop, not a whole lot of ground picked up there, and they'll have work to do to get the first down.
On defense, man, it helps you a lot when you can be a linebacker or a corner or safety, anybody, and you see the QB throw the football. Now I can break on the football right away and limit gains like right here on this play.
Moore to the air. Sets up the screen. Nice tackle there. This free safety coming in like a heat-seeking missile and stopping him a yard short of the first down. Now the Longhorns will call the first of their 3 timeouts. And they'll have 2 left to work with here in the first half. They're not into 3s. They want 6s. And to keep this drive alive, they'll need to get it on 4th down. Needs it to keep this drive alive. Headed to the end zone, and he waltzes in for the score. Touchdown, Ducks!
I love running backs that have a nose for the goal line, understand how to get there, finish strong into the end zone, know I get 6, and then go celebrate with your boys.
And the extra point makes it 7-0. On the run from inside his own 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. And here come the Horns. They've got it again on offense. They're looking for something, looking for anything to try to put some kind of score on the board, down 7-0. And he never had a chance, just stopped cold as soon as he got it.
And this offense on first down, man, they go backwards. And they've built a deficit, and they've been sluggish. And they just need something to get going, to get started, because they've kind of looked out of sorts and out of rhythm this whole game.
Arch is going to throw for it. Rush is on him. And he was hit just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete.
A good job by this defense. Great job in the secondary. Eyes on the quarterback. They took away the first option, made him go to option 2, made him go through his progression, and then they got time to get home and get a hit on the quarterback.
Manning lines up in the gun on third down. Unloads to the wideout. On target to the left. And he's brought down after a nice gain. The Longhorns will hustle to the line.
Man, is it going to be fun trying to stop this passing offense at Texas. Not only do you have to deal with Arch Manning throwing the football, but you got Wingo outside with all that speed, David. You bring in Cam Coleman from Auburn with his...
Wide open, he makes the catch. He is feeling it. A huge play. Almost took it to the house, but they got him at the 24.
And I would argue that's one of the most difficult things to play as a defense, is those second plays when they start to get outside the pocket. He does a great job buying.
Snags it, and there's running room. He'll be pulled down inside the 10 at the 8-yard line as they play a little pitch, catch, and run.
This offense can get a lot of yards, and it doesn't take a lot of plays. You've seen that here. They have speed, speed, and speed. It kills you. And if guys get a little bit of space, they just gobble up yards. They've had the defense completely on their heels, and now they're all the way backed up against their own goal line.
The Longhorns trying to pay off the threat on 1st and goal.
Here we go, ready?
He bullies his way all the way down to the 5-yard line. We'll see if the offense can punch it in on 2nd and goal. He got a little antsy at the line of scrimmage, and they'll move him back. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. And they hope that false start penalty doesn't come back to haunt them. 2nd and goal again. He might want another play. A give to Brown. That is a big win for this defense, as they were right there as soon as he got the ball.
All right, this offense just keeps trying to pound the ball into the end zone down tight, but the defense, they're very, very physical. So I think you got to think about either a perimeter run, a potential run-pass option, or let your quarterback try to go make a play thrown.
Third down from the gun, Manning. Intercepted. A first-half turnover can swing momentum. They got him down pretty quickly after the pick, but now they've got it at the 15-yard line.
Man, another mistake by this. Listen, he is an elite quarterback. He's really, really good. He's pressing too much. Jesse, the #1 job of a quarterback, you better protect the football. I don't care how good you are, you better protect it.
Yeah, you just got to take what the defense is giving you, and I agree, David. It looks like right now he's trying to force the...
Oh, he's got some space. He goes out of bounds. They'll mark him right at the 30-yard line. That's the kind of play that can give a drive momentum.
And on that run, he shows you his speed, speed, speed. When I think Oregon Duck running backs, LaMichael James, Kenyon Barner, Jonathan Stewart, I think about guys that are burners, and when they got into the second level, they were gone. That's exactly what this guy is right here.
Fires to the big fella. Gain of right at 7 yards, 2nd and 3 coming. The Ducks headed quickly to the line.
Nice quick throw there. It's so important for quarterbacks to be able to find a rhythm and to be comfortable and confident. We want to just get the ball out quickly, make it an accurate and easy throw. And you can tell that these two guys, they rep that play in practice all the time, and it's now showing up here on game day.
Man coverage, when they get up in your face, they make things hard. You want to be able to attack the whole field and get them leaning one direction and then break outside like you did there. Nice out-route connection, nice chemistry between quarterback and wide receiver.
Here's more to throw. Quick completion on the out. Got 6 yards on the play, 2nd and 4 coming. The Ducks can really attack on this second and short. Dante Moore wants to throw again. Makes the grab. They will score. Touchdown, Oregon.
Man, this offense has started the season off so good. 1-0 a week ago, right? Now building on it again. Great job putting points on the board. It's still the first half, but this unit looks dialed in.
What kind of field position can he help them with on the return? Tackled and brought down at the 16-yard line after the return. They've got a little time here to put together a productive drive late in the half. The keeper on the option. He's going to lose a yard on that one. We're at the 2-minute timeout, and these guys really need to build a little momentum to cut into this lead before halftime.
Phenomenal job by the defense that time, shutting down the option play. They knew they were going to see this in this game, and all week long in practice, they really focused on this assignment football, making sure the dive, the quarterback, the pitch, all taken away. Nowhere to go with the football that time offensively. The defense coming up with a huge negative play.
Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face third down.
And that's a really good job by this defense. Complete defensive effort. When the back end makes the quarterback hold the football a little longer than he wants to, and then the pass rush gets home, hits him, and forces the incompletion.
Motion from the wideout. Might be changing the route. Manning tries to pick it up on third down. He took a hit as he threw it and couldn't deliver the football. It's incomplete, and fourth down's coming.
QBs and receivers on third down, everything has to happen just a split second sooner. You're expecting pressure, the quarterback gets hit, just not on the same page with his target.
And the return man will have no chance as the ball sails out of bounds. Drive will start at their own 27-yard line. Moore with the play fake. Oh, he's going to try to hit him over the top. He's got it on the outside. And he takes it all the way down to the 26-yard line. They had hoped to come up with explosive plays, and they used one there to set them up inside the 30, 1st and 10. Gonna run it. It's Davison. Only a short gain on that run. Defense played it well. Timeout taken by Texas. It's their second. They'll get together to decide how to play this second down. After the productive first down play, it's 2nd and 6. Corner's gonna give them room. Trying play action. Looking to scramble. What an abject disaster by this guy, running around, never threw it away, and finally forced out of bounds. Big loss forced by the D.
Man, that's exactly what this defense needs. They found themselves now in a hole. They're trailing. Got to get pressure on this QB. Can't give him time to get comfortable. They get to him, get the big sack. Maybe this gets them back in the football game.
Horns up and ready to hook them. Serious noise on third down in DKR. Now here's Moore. And the defense gets loose, bringing the heat, and down he goes again. The Longhorns stop the clock for the final time, calling their third timeout. And they won't be able to stop the clock again for the remainder of this half. Hunt is in the air. No chance for any kind of return there. They soon as he caught the football. We'll see them really hit the speed button on the tempo here in the final minute of the first half.
Ready, go!
Here's Arch to throw. Fires to the wideout. And the defense making a play, getting a hand on that pass.
Well, a nice job by the defense. They're playing with a big lead. They know the offense has to throw it, and they are inviting throws over the middle of the field, knowing they can break on these passes and maybe pick one off. Offense lucky that wasn't a turnover.
Back to pass, it's Manning. Moving out to the right. Throwing on the run. And the incomplete pass, taking a shot on second down, and they'll be left with a third down.
I think sometimes as a quarterback, when your offense is struggling, you don't have any points up on the board yet here at the end of the first half. You're just trying to take a shot to see if your guy can make a play. And that time, he thought he had the matchup he wanted, but he has just not been able to ever find a rhythm. And this defense is making it really hard on him, forcing that one to fall incomplete.
Manning from the gun on third down. That pass not close as he got drilled trying to deliver it, and it'll bring up fourth down. The Longhorns will call on their punt team. That last howitzer was nice. How about another one just like it? Gets it away. It's a laser and maybe no chance for a return. And no shot at a return there as the punt goes out of bounds. They'll get a chance to work on that hurry-up offense here in the final minute of the first half. These corners going to give them some space. Moore. Just a short pass to the tight end. He stopped at the 40, but it'll be a first down here late in the half. And the Ducks want to move quickly.
A nice passing game by this offense. The quarterback and the receiver on the same page, in time, in rhythm, creates the big play. And look at them. They're right back on the football, ready to run another play.
They bring him down, but not before he gets a first down at the 35. The Ducks come to the line on the heels of that big pass play. Looking downfield on first down. Trying to make magic on the scramble. And he will wisely scamper out of bounds. No need to take unnecessary hits.
And I think this is important for this defense. This will be a big key in the football game. Like, I got to limit the damage from that guy. Because that's a QB that's dynamic, and he can make so many big plays. I got to string him out. I got to make him get to the sideline. But I will say this. I do want to hit him at the end of the runs. I don't want to let him out of bounds and let him get free carries. I want it to be physical.
Throwing more. Fires toward the end zone. Touchdown, Ducks! Got it right in the heart of the end zone.
They have been road warriors here in this game, coming into a tough environment, but in all three phases, they have been absolutely dominant. Their defense is not allowed a point, and the offense is going up and down the field, and they score another touchdown here before the end of the first half.
And they pick up the extra point. Kicker knocked it right down the middle. Oh, look at Mr. Hands taking the squibber inside the 30. Just enough time to get off one final play of the half. Throwing Manning. Pocket breaking down. And they got it. And they head to the locker room. Two quarter's in the books, and time for us now to check in with Kevin Connors in our EA Sports College Football studio with scores from around the country.
Gentlemen, so much excitement around a brand new season, and we're excited to get you caught up on everything here in Week 1. We begin with Iowa, taking on the number 25 team, the Florida Gators. And it's the Hawkeyes, looking to bounce back from a Week 1 loss. They lead it here in the first half. We'll see how things progress. And as we check in on these notable matchups this week, we're reminded of just how meaningful every week in college football truly is.
So now the Longhorns take over and they'll send out the offense. When you're facing a deficit like this one to start the second half, you really can't afford to waste a single possession.
Fresh start here in the second half. That's the only way you can look at this.
He's got it way down the field. And he's to the 48-yard line. That'll be good enough for a first down. And the Longhorns want to pick up the tempo.
What a throw on first down on the first play of the drive. And I think sometimes quarterbacks are given an alert on a specific play. And what that means is maybe the ball was supposed to go to somebody else. But in pre-snap, if the quarterback sees a matchup he likes, he's given the green light to take the shot. And I think that's exactly what happened on that play.
Manning. And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf.
All right, you've dug yourself a little bit of a hole offensively. You know you're going to have to throw it here in the second half. You're going to have to make sure, though, you do a better job up front with your pass pro. You got to keep your quarterback standing upright.
Art's going to spin it again. Trying to make magic with his feet. The defense is there, and a great job to keep him from getting to that first down marker. He's hard to get a handle on. It'll be 4th and short.
Check. Go!
Manning to throw for it on 4th. Bringing the heat. And that is interception number 3 on the day. He's knocked down, but what a play to come up with the interception.
And that's why as quarterbacks, you cannot telegraph the pass. You cannot stare down your receivers because these defenders, they're watching it. And that defender knew exactly where the QB was going with that football, and that's why he picked it off.
He is sacked way behind the line of scrimmage. Just a catastrophic play there.
And that's not how you want to start a drive. On the very first play, you give up a sack and you lose a ton of yards. Quarterback, you've got to know, just throw the ball away, know when the play is over.
After that sack, they're in a different zip code now. 2nd and long working here. Wide receiver going in motion. Dante Moore. That one never had a chance. Incomplete.
Well, we haven't seen this very much today. A quarterback missing on a pass. Of course, his offense is rolling right now. He's already thrown 2 TDs. He's in a very, very good rhythm. The defense needed a play like that to try to catch their breath and maybe gain some momentum.
You make up the game plan and not a lot on the play sheet for this. 3rd and long from inside their own 20. From the gun on 3rd down, Dante Moore. They get to him as he throws. At the 35, he's loose. Oh, a lot of space. Running inside the 20. Touchdown, Ducks. He got loose, and it was lights out after that. His 3rd touchdown of this game and his 3rd on the season.
Well, this offense looked unstoppable in the first half, lighting up the scoreboard, and it doesn't look much different here in the second half. They take their first drive of the 3rd quarter, march it down the field, and score. There is no end in sight for these guys.
Coming out with it, it's Bishop. Pulled down at the 18, and the decision to bring it out of the end zone was not a good one. The Longhorns sending the offense back onto the field. That last drive was promising for a while, but you just can't mess it up at the end with the pick, Jesse.
No, you got to be able to finish drives, especially in this game if you're going to win. And, David, they've got to be able to eliminate the mental mistakes.
Yeah, and I don't think you get conservative or play it safe. You can trust your guy. I think you put the ball right back in his hands and let him do his thing.
Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. Arch Madness. And they get to the quarterback and knock him down back at the 16. And the Longhorns moving quickly to the line. Quarterback may change this route.
Booster, booster. Look, look, look. Spider under. Go, go.
Manning lines up in the gun on 3rd down. Finds his big tight end. Now they'll really try to get this drive going. Good execution on 3rd down as they have it 1st and 10 at the 31.
And it's on 3rd downs like this. If you want to attack the middle of the field, you got to look for the tight end. Really nice route. Great job looking that football in. You can tell this quarterback really has a lot of confidence when he's in the pocket looking for the big fella, and they're able to hook up there.
They get him out of bounds, couple of yards short of midfield. They'll mark it at the 48, and this offense is rolling.
That's a huge throw for the offense, but they're down by a ton. They're going to need a lot more of that, and it's not going to be easy considering the defense knows they're probably going to be throwing the ball every play here in the 2nd half moving forward.
Here's Manning to throw. He finds a dead spot in the middle. Makes the grab, but not quite enough for the 1st down, but a good gain on that play. Manning to the air again. Whoa, does he turn that loose down the middle. And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have held on.
This offense hasn't been able to generate a lot of points in this one. Here in the 3rd quarter, you're seeing the defense and how much pride they take on being physical. It's not just stopping the run. Guys in the back end flying to the...
Pressure is effective from the defense. They knock him down just behind the midfield stripe at the 48. Wants to adjust the pattern.
Sweep, sweep. Q. Return. Slide. Bubba. Play. Go.
4th down, Manning. Throws to the wideout. It's dropped, and oh, what a tough way to end this drive. And that decision will be questioned for a while.
Great job by the defense there. They were not caught off guard in that situation on the field. This offense might decide to go for it on 4th down. They're going to make the play. Their offense now takes over. And if I'm the play
caught, and he's got room. Brought down at the 38. It's a pickup of 10 and a 1st down.
Well, there are a lot of offenses out there that would probably be a little bit more conservative when you've got a lead like this in the 3rd quarter. But when you've got the playmakers these guys have at the skill positions throwing the football, you should keep airing it out. And that's
pressure is effective from the defense. They knock him down just behind the midfield stripe at the 48.
Well, you got to give this defense credit. They have hemmed him in all game. There's been nothing for this guy running the ball, whether it's been designed QB runs or on scrambles. And a nice job there with great effort. Taking the angles away, they're able to hone in on him and get him down for...
He'll loft one deep down the left side. And they wanted it all on that incomplete pass. Instead, they're looking at 3rd down.
And it's okay that that ball's incomplete. It's important this offense comes out and they show that they want to be aggressive. They show that they're willing to take shots and they're going to try and take the top off of this defense. Not able to connect on that one, but that will not be the last deep ball we see in this game.
That incompletion leaves him staring at a 3rd down. Out of the gun, they'll run it inside. He gets it to the 38-yard line, but this defense forces a 4th down.
Well, you got 3rd and California, not a lot of play calls for that, so they go with the safe run, and a nice job getting a lot of the yardage back. Obviously, you don't get the 1st down, you either do 2 things. One, you help out the punter here, or if you decide to go for it and you trust your quarterback in your passing game, let's find out what this coach wants to do.
Here he comes from inside his own 5. I guess it could have been worse on that return. He goes out of bounds at the 15. This drive will open from the 15. He wants to change this route. To throw, Manning. Looking to the big tight end. Wide open downfield. And he picks up a huge chunk of yards on that play before he's finally hauled down. The Longhorns want to crank the tempo.
Well, I'll tell you, there are a lot of coordinators out there that would want to set up the shot, especially on the first play of the drive. Maybe run the ball, and then a few plays later, go play action, make it look the same before shooting it downfield. They just did it right away on 1st down, first play of the drive. If you get the matchup, take the shot. And that's exactly what happened. Nice job.
To throw, it's Manning. Now moving to his right, looking for anyone that's open. And it's incomplete as he was trying to make the play in the back corner of the end zone.
And, guys, I just don't know what to say about this offense. Like, they take a deep shot. They've tried it short. They've really just struggled to try to find any way to move this football. They've dug themselves a hole, and now they've got to find some answers. Maybe find your guys, your go-to guys. Players, not plays. Maybe that's what they need to get something going right now.
The Longhorns are rolling down the field.
And that's a nice job by this offense. They got to find a way to continue to string good plays together. They've had a few, but they haven't put 3.
A shot toward the end zone. In the end zone, he's got it! Touchdown, Texas!
Yeah, and this offense needs a spark, man. Down big. Listen, it's game 1. It's not the end of the world, but we got a deficit. Got to put some drives together. Nice drive here. Now the defense needs to do their part because they got to put this thing in turbo.
Arch is going to throw for it. And he's got it for the 2-point conversion. A very efficient 5-play scoring drive. And they cap things off with a scoring cross from 27 yards out. And here he comes out of the end zone. They'll corral him and get him down at the 17-yard line on the return. They'll get this drive going from the 17. Makes a grab and room to run. A sweet run gets it out to the 30-yard line, and that can really jumpstart a drive.
And first down for the offense.
Time has expired here in the quarter, and Oregon has the lead. They've built a comfortable lead after 3 quarters of play. Let's take a look at how we got here. Just about ready to go in the 4th, and we'll see if any drama can be mustered. They go back to work for the first down in the final period of this one.
25! Blue! 25! Splinter Landon! Splinter Landon!
Early movement on the offense, and they'll push it back 5 yards. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. Just a little too eager there, and they'll back up 5, and it's 1st and 15. Motion from the wide receiver. I don't think that's the way they drew it up. Incomplete.
And football, you hear the term quick but don't hurt. And you could tell when you run these RPOs, the QBs want to make that decision quick. And I think he hurried it a little bit too much. Got the ball out quick, but obviously was inaccurate with his pass.
Sends it back in motion. He is stopped behind the line of scrimmage. They'll lose yards on that one.
Got to give the defense credit. Watching film, anticipating. They knew that this offense had this play in their back pocket. They knew about the speed of this wide receiver and different ways they were going to try to get him involved. Everybody on defense on the same page, playing together. I love it.
Under fire. Trying to set up the screen. Breaks into the open. Spin, still running. Ripping through the defense. Almost took it all the way there, but it's a huge gain, and they're set up with a 1st and goal. He just keeps piling up numbers with completion after completion in this standout performance.
And I think some people might say late in the game, you got the win, everything's in hand, be a little bit conservative, or you just say, I'm just going to keep doing me. And what I do with this offense is throw the football all over the yard, and I'm going to try to win me a big trophy at the end of the year.
Trying to run, it's Hill. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield.
It's going to be tough sledding for the offense here. They're trying to ice this game by running the football and bleeding the clock. They've got a pretty good lead here late in the game, but the defense knows the run's coming, right? So they're going to be loading the line of scrimmage, getting stops like what they just did. Be interesting to see what the offense does on this next one.
Here's more to throw. He's got it and still on his feet. And they're able to force him out of bounds after a short pickup.
Nice job by the defense, forcing the 3rd and goal. You can't allow any run after catch in these situations. Play aggressive, play tight, and play physical.
6 plays brought them here. Now number 7 on 3rd and goal. Touchdown, Oregon! Grab the short pass to put the 6 on the board. On to attempt the try. Moore will forget the kick. He's going to throw it. And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete. He'll bring it out. It's Bishop. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. The Longhorns head out hoping to move the ball on this possession. This was certainly not their best effort. I believe this team is much better than it performed. Going for it all. And that one falls incomplete. They tried to go over the top on 1st down. 2nd down coming up. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. Manning. Here comes the heat. Blasted as he lets it go. Just about had another one picked off. They've already thrown 3 in this game. They're lucky it wasn't 4 there. This defense has kept them backed up. Now 1 more stop and they can get off the field on 3rd and long. Manning from the gun on 3rd down. Escapes the pressure to his right. Another incompletion on 3rd down.
And you got to expect this offense to go for it again here on 4th down, right? Obviously trailing, we're in the 2nd half, but we saw them try to go for it on 4th down early. Didn't have any success. They've got to dial up a better play here.
Kick is in the air. He'll field the punt and try to get some yardage. He's brought down, but a really solid effort to pick up every bit of yardage he could on the punt return. The Ducks ready to go back to work on offense. And what a drive that was the last time they had it. Basically the length of the field. Much better starting point this time. And he has a solid gain before the defense bottles him up.
And I know you can play these late game situations differently, but I love when you just stay physical. You run the football, you preserve the lead, you got great field position. You're in a great position to salt this clock away and get a W.
Solid pickup of 4 on first down. It's 2nd and 6. Moore. He wants to take the top off. And it's an incomplete pass on the deep shot, but the flag is down. Let's check the call. Well, when your quarterback has already been sacked 4 times, shouldn't be some big surprise if the O-line gets called for holding. That holding call threw him in reverse. Now it's 2nd and long. Moore to the air. Unloads to the wideout. Soft spot in the middle. They make the stop, but not before he takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks.
And this quarterback now has thrown for almost 450 yards. That is a lot of throws. That's a lot of success just chewing up yards left and right. Have a day, young fella.
Tight end in motion, see how the D reacts. They want to throw it. Fires downfield. Finds the big tight end. What a play there, and he rips off a big one all the way to the 16-yard line.
Well, I love play callers that want to stay aggressive, regardless of what the score is, regardless of how much time is left on the clock. And I promise you this, there are a lot of fans, there are a lot of teams all across college football that are paying attention to what is happening right now.
He's wrestled to the ground right at the 15-yard line, and a big red zone opportunity here.
And I think offense is showing they are willing to run the football, even if they don't get big gains. Just those body blows that can sometimes wear out a defense and keep the balance on offense so I can be explosive.
Incomplete, thanks to the great defensive pressure there that sort of threw them out of rhythm.
Nice job by the quarterback trying to buy time and scrambling to the right, but it was the hit that forced that incompletion.
After the 2nd down misfire, looking at a 3rd and 8. Moore from the gun on 3rd down. Makes the catch. He was fighting his way toward those sticks, but they'll stop him a couple of yards short. They didn't quite get that route run deep enough to pick up the 1st down. Now they've got a 4th and short.
And I think everybody at home tends to yell at their television set, why aren't you getting past the 1st down marker? Why did you run your route short? Defense did a good job knowing where that was, but now 4th down, offense has to make a decision.
They're 3 for 4 on 4th down in this one, and they'll try it again. Converts on 4th down, still going. And they're going to put another one into the end zone as they just keep piling points on the scoreboard.
I got to be honest, as a guy that used to play for Steve Spurrier, I never have a problem watching offenses continue throwing the ball when they've got a big lead. And that's what you've seen in this one. They're way up on the scoreboard. This coach is still letting this guy chuck the rock. That now his 5th passing touchdown, and I believe you keep throwing it until the defense proves they can stop you.
From inside the 10-yard line, he'll bring it back. He's able to work his way across the 25 to the 26 before going out of bounds. And here comes the Texas offense back on the field. They really didn't move the ball at all the last time they had it, hoping for better fortune this time around. Here's Arch to throw. Good timing on the quick out. They wrestle him down after a pickup of 11 yards on the play, and we've reached a 2-minute timeout. They really got things moving on this drive. 2nd play of the drive comes from the 37. Quarterback making checks. Back to throw, it's Manning. He wants a big play here late. Makes a deep grab. And he found all kinds of room and got it down to the 28. Sprinting to the line to try to get this one off. Clock's running.
You know, as the head coach of this team, this is one positive you're going to take away from this game, is that your players don't quit and are still willing to fight. There's obviously a lot of things they've got to iron out offensively, and we've seen that today. But I do love...
Just can't pull the trigger, and the quarterback is sacked at the 41. The Longhorns racing to the line in the hurry-up.
The defense puts the exclamation point on the day. They have had a wonderful day, man. Doing everything great. Just, you could tell they were dialed into what was going on, and now just throw another sack in the equation. Hit
another interception. This guy just can't find his own players. Couldn't find much breathing room to return it, but the interception has this offense in business at the 27.
And that's kind of what this offense has done all day. They have struggled. They haven't gotten a rhythm. They haven't found a way to get points on the scoreboard. And late in this game, when your defense and your team really needed it the most, Palmer, they throw the INT.
And it's a microcosm, too, of just how dominant the defense has been. They've always been a step ahead. They've been the more physical side, and they've been making plays on the back end. That interception should seal this thing.
And you want to dominate the football game like these guys have all day, dominate the line of scrimmage. You know, turn and hand the ball off to your running back. It's a good recipe. It makes every quarterback better. It makes every OC better. Just turn, hand the football off, especially when you're winning the ball game.
He's there to make the stop, and they threw it in reverse, losing yardage on that play. The Ducks trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. Motion from the back. Throwing more. Under fire. Being chased. On the run deep down the right side. Intercepted. Big play stops the drive. Didn't really get a chance to get started on that return, but he has set him up at the 41-yard line. First snap of this drive comes from their own 41. To the air, it's Manning. Here's a throw downfield late. And it goes through his hands. Oh, he had an explosive play right there for the taking, but couldn't reel it in. So now it's second and long. Misfired on the last play. They'll go back to the air. Can't make the connection, and the defense putting on the heat and forcing the incompletion.
And this defense has put a game together. Like, it is hard to put all the facets of defense together. Run defense, pass defense. They've been so good, man. Dialed in. You could tell they were ready. They were fast. They were physical. They dominated this football game today.
The offense changing the play. Throwing Manning. He is not going to get there. Stopped short of the line to gain, and it'll be fourth down. I know both of these teams were ranked, guys, but it really seemed as if they